how to do it properly, all right? And the benefits of semen retention that I've experienced, okay? This is the no bullshit guide, okay? The benefits aren't like, oh, you'll see through walls or none of that stuff, okay? This is practical. I like to be practical in the way I do things, all right? So let's go. First of all, who am I? All right, I am Vignesh. I am 21 years old. Why listen to me? Been on semen retention for over 2 years, on and off, meaning I've had certain periods where I did it, but certain periods where I didn't do it, and certain periods where I did it for an extended period of time, all right? But with all that experience, all those videos I've watched, all right, I found the right way, but also the most productive way to do it. That works for me, all right? What might work for me might not work for you, all right? So let's dive in, all right? All right, so my definition of semen retention, all right? My definition of semen retention is no lustful content or no sex at all, okay? There are different practices in how people do semen retention, right? It could be where they do have sex, but they just do not ejaculate, okay? That's a practice of semen retention where they are retaining their semen. But I find that the best way to do semen retention is by having no sex, meaning no sex at all, no sort of intimate relation with anybody, okay? But also no lustful content, okay? Meaning no content on the apps, no content on Instagram or any of that stuff, okay? And I'll walk through exactly why I say this, but I'll say that this is my definition of semen retention and this is what's worked for me the best, all right? All right, so let's talk about the biological level of semen retention and how it works properly, all right? So these two things that it's more of I made up, but it's also very practical and there might be other scientific terms for it, but these two are real. Procreation mode versus the warrior mode, survival mode, all right? So what procreation mode is basically when you ejaculate, your body will go into a sort of mode where you want to procreate, ideally, okay? That's what our semen is used for, all right? It's to procreate, to create humans on this earth. That's why we are here as humans, all right? So when you go into procreation mode, you will find that you will become more lustful, okay? And overall, your biological body will want to procreate, meaning that you will want to ejaculate. You will ideally just want to ejaculate, okay? That's the best way I could say it, all right? Versus warrior/survival mode, all right? Warrior mode is when you have gone a certain period of time in semen retention to the point where you will not feel like procreating. You will want to build yourself up. Make sense? That's the difference between procreation mode and warrior mode. So for the people who have actually done semen retention, they will know that when you tend to ejaculate, that next 2-3 weeks, you will find that you will have that desire to ejaculate more and more. All right? It's kind of weird. It's just, I don't know how it works, just our body, but you tend to want to ejaculate more, right? Versus after you've gone on semen retention for a while, you'll realize that around the warrior survival mode, which is around like, I'd say a month or so, you just don't have the desire to ejaculate, okay? So, take a sip of water. Let's go into the difference when ejaculating and retaining, okay? So this is the next sort of slide. So, like I was saying earlier on this slide here, right? The procreation mode versus survival mode. So the procreation mode works like this, all right? This is the ejaculation, okay? Basically, you will ejaculate, all right? And you'll get your dopamine hit, right? You'll feel good, you'll feel amazing, right? You're literally doing one of the best acts of mankind, just ejaculating. There's nothing better than this, okay? Literally nothing better than this. All right, so you ejaculate. What happens then? Your brain, ideally, it wires your brain to be in procreation mode for the next day or week. Like I was saying earlier, right? Your brain will be wired to procreate. That's why you'll feel horny after you do the ejaculation, right? You'll feel in the moment after you finish, you'll be like, oh, you'll be in the trenches kind of. You'll be like, oh shit, yeah. You go into your body will have high levels of prolactin, which will reduce your testosterone, and you'll feel low. But after a couple hours, you're back at it. You're like, oh shit, I need to procreate, right? That's our body trying to signal that we need to create life. All right. So what does this do? When your brain wires into procreation mode, right? It gives you lustful thoughts in which you analyze women for who's best to spread your biological seed to. Okay, we're speaking on a biological level. All right. And you guys might be wondering, what does this have to do with semen retention, right? Well, it does. The reason why I'm explaining this is because you need to know, in order to retain what your brain does to you, that will make you want to not retain, right? So you need to know the sort of the extra stuff to actually be able to retain, right? So, you'll go out somewhere, right? And you'll get lustful thoughts in which you start analyzing women, right? You're like, oh my God, she is really good looking, right? That's just you wanting to spread your biological seed. And because of that, right, you get this trigger in your head, right? This thought that I should procreate. Now it's in a loophole of constant ejaculation and lustful thoughts. Makes sense, right? Let's move on. So before we move on, right, I hope you guys kind of got the gist of the difference between when ejaculating and retaining, right? So retaining is ideally just not ejaculating, no lustful content, none of that stuff. You keep it within you. You keep the vitality, the semen within you, but you're not also thinking of women. All right. This is one of the hardest practices I've ever experienced in my life, but it comes with benefits. So let's move on. Woman's biological sole purpose. All right. So like how males have their biological sole purpose, which is to spread your seed, right? Create babies. You see Genghis Khan, right? He's out here impregnating many women because he wants his seed to be out. That's how it is supposed to be, okay? So what is a woman's biological sole purpose, right? It is to find the best male with which the best genes to procreate and breed with, okay? So this is why, you see these huge rappers, these huge people, right? They have money, these huge athletes, right? They are normally with a really attractive woman because they perceive that rapper, that athlete, that singer, maybe the businessman, they see that he's the best to procreate and breed with, okay? Why? Because he has these three skills, which is men with masculine energy, which has attractive features. They protect and lead, right? They make decisions. And they also provide, money, food, shelter, basic necessities. They have power, right? So their sole purpose, like again, is to find the best male. And you will see why I'm explaining this on the next slide. But just remember, this is ideally a woman's biological sole purpose, just to breed, find the best male with, breed. All right. So now moving on, right? Why am I explaining this? Why is a woman's biological sole purpose to do this? So why does this relate with their sexual strategy? And how does this relate with semen retention? You're probably wondering, right? Just give me a minute. Let me explain. All right. This is really interesting when you think about it. All right. So let's first talk about a woman's sexual strategy. Okay. It's a subconscious bait on men, right? What is some things, right, that women do, right, or women have that bait you in towards getting them, right? You know how for a male, it was all these, right? This is their male's bait, more or less, right? This is a woman's bait. Her beauty. Huge. By far the biggest I've seen is a woman's beauty, all right? And this is powerful. This is her power. Her power is her beauty, literally. She'll have heads, breaking back to back, but just while walking down, because guys want to impregnate her. Guys want her, right? And she knows this. So when talking about women, right, and their beauty, right, what do I mean by beauty? She wears makeup. She wears clothes that show attractive features, You got the girls that are wearing the skims, like the skim dress, right, which is like I don't know, search it up, but it's a dress where it really shows off her features, which is her hips, which is the curve, this curve. And for a guy, his best features are him having the triangle shape, right? The triangle shape. Woman is more of that type of shape, right? So makeup, right? Attractive features are, hair, nails. That's why they go do their hair and nails, right? Hair and nails. Social media, man. She will post on social media, right? Basically, she's trying to bait you in with her beauty, okay? This is how it works. They will bait us, right? And this is also why women kill the dating market, right? They kill the dating app market, right? A dating app, I'm telling you guys, it's mainly a woman's game. If you're an attractive guy, man, if you're like a 8 out of 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10 looking guy, you're going to win. But more or less, man, women, they could be literally a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, they will still win. They'll still get more matches than you guys, right? And more than us, right? Yeah. And the thing is, women are really smart with their beauty. They'll also get paid for this, aside from modeling, right? We got things like OF, right? We got social media. She will literally post pictures of herself, right? In a very provocative way. Or not even provocative. Let's say she's just a good looking woman, dresses modestly, right? She will still get money paid. She'll still get paid. Ideally, she's still going to get paid. Same with, YouTube, right? She could be an attractive woman, right? Really attractive woman. But let's compare this between an attractive woman versus just a regular male, all right? They're both cooking, right? The male is just average. The attractive woman is very attractive, okay? Who's going to get more views, right? Let's say they're cooking the same thing, same content, the attractive female, right? It's not because, she's saying this thing better than him or she's saying this thing worse than him. It's just she's more attractive. She's going to get more clicks. So her beauty is her power, and they know this. They seriously know this, right? So why am I saying this? It's a bait on men. It's a really big bait on men. Another baits are seductive talking, right? Which is like her feminine voice. We got smell, her perfume, the way she smells, very feminine, flowery, it smells like jasmine or roses or something like that, right? That'll attract you, that'll trigger you in, You got a woman, right? She's walking down the hall, you don't even see her. And she got some perfume on, right? It's gonna nod heads, They're like, oh my God, good smelling girl, right? And then lastly, emotional care, which is love, right? These are the power of woman, okay? And I'm not saying these are the only powers women have, but this is their, this is what they have, this is what's attractive to us, right? It's what's attractive to us. And the biggest one, the reason I put beauty of all is on the biggest is because it is the biggest, all right? It's the biggest. You will literally not care about a girl's personality and her beauty will judge everything, right? So yeah, I'm not trying to say anything bad. I'm just saying her beauty is the best. All right, so let's move on. All right, why am I saying this, right? So the reason I'm saying this is when you fall into a trap of a woman's bait, you will be a slave to your procreation mode and to a woman, almost like a drug, right? And it's very addictive. Women are very addictive, right? Why is she doing this? It is a subconscious thing she's doing. She's trying to show that she is fertile and she will breed the best babies, okay? Which turns us into horny procreation mode on. Which turns your horny procreation mode on. You get the point, right? And then understanding this, right? Understanding a woman's bait is super powerful. So you could be in control and be in power. Okay, you will see why I'm saying this and how this relates with semen retention. But first, we need to know, right? We need to know. We can't just go on semen retention without knowing the things that are going to attack us, right? We know now what attacks us. And what attacks us is this. Beauty. Beauty is the biggest of all. And then we have other things too, all these other things, but beauty is the biggest. It's what makes you ejaculate, okay? It's what makes a man ejaculate. It's the power of a woman. All right. So let's move on. Women are smart, guys. All right. They're smart. They know more than you think. Okay. They know more about us than you think. Okay. And one of the realest things that is super true is the driving force of this world is built upon the anticipation of feminine energy and sex. Okay, I'm going to read that one more time. The driving force of this world, okay, the driving force of our world is built upon the anticipation. The anticipation meaning the chances of you getting feminine energy in sex, which is ideally just getting sex, right? Or a woman itself, right? And they will use this against us. Okay, and I'm not trying to say this anything bad, but you will see later in the later slides what I mean by this, right? But basically, bro, their subconscious will do what it takes for us men to move and act. Okay? They will use their beauty against us. Simple as that. Okay? This is really powerful things to learn. I'm not trying to hate on women. I'm going to make it clear. Women are awesome. Okay? I'm not trying to hate on women. I'm just trying to put the facts out so you are very well trained and you know what's going to come to you. All right? Moving on. So earlier, like I said, right? The driving force will do what it takes for men to move and act, right? So for us men to move, right? What happens? We work and we get sex. Simple as that, right? You build construction sites, you get sex. You be on the basketball team, you get sex, right? You work, you get sex. You don't work, you get no sex. It's a reward pathway, okay? So you either do it, you get sex, no. So a good example, like I gave, is, let's say, I say sexual motivation, you'll see why, but you're fat and ugly, okay? Let's say you're a really fat guy, you're ugly as hell, you know? Start focusing on your looks, okay? While you're fat and ugly, you get no girls. Simple as that, right? Start focusing on your looks, start going to the gym, right? And what happens, right? You get fit and you look good, right? You get fit and you look good, which equals to sex and intimacy. All right, my bad. My dad called me, but okay, let's move on, right? So like I said, focus on looks, goes to the gym, gets fit, looks good, sex and intimacy. Sexual motivation, okay? You're driven, okay, to focus on your look and go to the gym and get bigger, right, and fit because of the quality of sex. Not even quality, the anticipation of sex, okay? Sex is huge. It's a motivating factor for many of us. Almost everyone, I'd say, is sex. All right. So, we're not right. Right here. Okay. So I said, you may say that your driving factor is for you, right? You may say your driving factor is for you, but it's bullshit. Okay. It's bullshit. Your motivation mainly comes from the anticipation of getting sex, woman in sex. Okay. And that's totally fine. Wonderful motivator. This can include like also working for money as well, trying to get paid, if you're trying to get, run it up out here. Why are you trying to run it up? Trying to run it up so you can have a good amount, so eventually you can get more women, right? You can get a better house. Better house means better woman, right? It's like that. And I put on the bottom an exception maybe if it's your true passion beyond woman, right? And in most cases, it isn't, all right? Most cases, most of the things we do, it's either to get paid to live, to survive, right? But after comes survival, it comes mainly to women. Excuse me. So, don't hate women. This is just subconscious and it's natural. It's what drives your bloodline. It's what made you and I. Simple as that, guys. Just don't hate women. You might hate women for this. You might say, bro, that's not fair, right? They're using us, all that stuff. It's been happening since the start of the world, all right? And it's natural. Just don't hate women. It's what they are, okay? We have our own ways. They have their own ways. It's what they work. It's what makes our world spin in circles. All right, let's move on. All right. So, the power of semen from a biological perspective. It literally creates life, man. Stuff creates goddamn life. Think about it. You in your nuts have the ability to create another one of you. Like you might think that's okay, whatever. Like think about it. You have another you in you, and that's how much power you have in you, right? It's literally your masculine energy. And also a little scripture I found is in India, right? Ayurvedic, there's Ayurvedic, just basically like past Brahmas and stuff, right? The scriptures between them. It is said that semen is made is to be made from 40 drops of blood, which is huge. Okay, I'm sure you guys heard this line before, right? But I just add in there, that's just whatever, right? Moving on. Benefits. All right. The time you guys been waiting for. The time we all been waiting for. The benefits of semen retention. All right. Move on. Beforehand, a little disclaimer. Okay, I'm not a weirdo, right? I told you guys earlier, in past videos too, I'm not a weirdo who thinks, you can levitate or see through walls, because that is complete bullshit, right? Anyone that says that, anyone says anything regarding it, just click the fuck off the video. That's stupid, all right? There are no specific days in which you will acquire certain benefits. It's a compound effect that happens naturally, okay? Meaning, day 1, I feel this certain power. Day 5, oh my God, I feel this extra power. Day 9, which means your day 9, you're going to feel this power. No, it's not like an XP boost, It's bullshit. Don't trust none of this, okay? All this stuff, garbage. That's garbage. We don't practice semen retention for stuff like that, okay? Moving on. Your first biggest benefit, okay, and I put this on the first because it is huge, right? Which is your lust and the need for intimacy disappears after a month or so. Remember what I told you here, right? Day 1, day 5, day 9. The month, it's different, but around a month, I'd say, okay, it disappears, meaning you have no desire for sex. You stop thinking of women in general, and having the need for women and sex goes away, okay? And lust disappears because your procreation mode is turned off. Simple as that. What I was trying to say earlier, right? Procreation and survival mode. Your survival mode is turned on. Your warrior mode is turned on, okay? And what does this mean, right? This means that woman won't be a driving factor for life. It comes down within you, right? The motivation you have to do something, right? Like I said earlier with the whole guy that's ugly, right? Fat and ugly. He had the motivation to go and look better, go to the gym because of woman, because of the idea and anticipation of sex. But when you're on semen retention, you don't have the anticipation to having sex because it comes down within you after a month, okay? Because anything you do now, it comes down within. It comes down to mainly your why, your biggest why, okay? So woman won't be a driving factor for life. It comes down within you, all right? You will feel, so this is a big one, all right? This is a huge thing I noticed. This could be, this could be a bad thing, but also a pretty good thing if you know how to use it properly. You will feel that your need for sex, not your need. You will feel that your sex drive has depleted. Your sex drive, your sex drive overall, the drive to have sex depletes. Almost needs 0, bro. Like, you will not think of sex. Swear to God, okay? I know, back before semen retention, right? Same with me, always horny as hell, right? No. Sex drive has depleted 0. You will no longer need sex, okay? You will need work. Pure work, okay? So because of this, woman won't have power over you, right? The need for sex goes away, right? So now a woman won't have power over you due to their baits not working. And because of this, you think beyond women. You know how I said earlier, right? The baits women have, right? These baits, right? These won't be nothing on you. You are powerful now, okay? You are a man with power, okay? So now that you have power, right? What does this mean, right? Oh shit, I hella moved fast, right? Because of this, women will have power. So they're base, and this makes you think beyond women. So you have power, okay? Which is why once you go around 1 month, it gets easier. So once you go 1 month into semen retention, it will get easier, okay? It doesn't actually get harder. Many people think, oh, when you compound all this energy, the first couple of weeks of worth of urges and stuff, right? It's hard. I just can't imagine how it's going to be 3 months from now, right? No. Trust me, your sex drive goes down. You will not actually really want to do anything regarding sex, okay? And your motivation isn't woman anymore. There you go. So, moving on. So, anything you do, right? The next benefit is anything you do it with passion and vitality. Everything and anything you do, it's with passion, like pure hand passion, all right? So anything you do it with passion and true enjoyment. This can be the most boringest thing ever, and yet you will find enjoyment in it. All right? So, an example I gave was, for me, let's be honest, math homework is boring, right? No one likes math homework unless you're like a math major or something, right? I actually found it fun on semen retention, all right? I took a little side rant, but I took a class during my freshman year of college, and it was some probability class or whatever, right? And bro, I would never do probability in my life, like have the enjoyment to like wake up and do it, right? I did that when I was on semen retention. I woke up and I did it, and I studied, and I just was like, just passionate about the subject, which is really odd, but yet a really big superpower if you think about it. Finding passion and vitality in the things you do, right? It can be the things you don't like to do, but you'll find passion. Bro, you could literally be like cleaning your house and you'll find it fun. Simple as that, man. And I think this has to do a lot with your dopamine receptors, being at a good baseline or above your baseline, because you're not doing one of the biggest dopamine, soul-sucking thing ever, which is ejaculating, right? So, yeah. So because of this, since you find more passion in things you do, you'll have better success rate in accomplishing whatever it is you do. All right? Simple as that. Next, you get obsessed with your work and you execute on the hard tasks that you never did when on semen retention, right? So, you already notice I keep saying right after everything, That's kind of funny. Or that's really weird. But obsessed with your work and you execute on the hard tasks that you never did when you're on semen retention. So, yeah, it says it for itself. You get really obsessed, and you execute, meaning you will be so driven. You'll wake up every day with that one thing in your mind. Not girls, not the need to ejaculate, because that is our biological mission as a man. It's to spread our seed. It's to literally make sure mankind doesn't die. So every man's mission is to spread their seed in a woman. Simple as that, okay? But when you don't do that and you have your seed within you, right? You are obsessed with your work and you execute on the hard tasks that you never did when you were on semen retention, okay? So now, coming back to what this was about, right? The only thing on your mind is work, and work. Literally only work. I was trying to explain earlier, right? Since women isn't your priority anymore, all your energy will be in work. The laziness you had before on semen retention, now you start something that is hard and it'll be easy. So let's say there's a hard task you guys have, right? Like, I don't know, starting something you never started. Like, let's say it's a YouTube channel, right? For me, I'm on semen retention. I finally started a YouTube channel, right? Always wanted to. Never did it when I was not on semen retention, right? You do hard things. Simple as that. The things you never did on semen retention that you intended of doing because it's too much work or you were scared, all goes down. Okay? All goes down. You will do it. The ability to just get up and go, just get up and go. You get that on semen retention. Simple as that. Get on semen retention, man. I'm telling you, for the people who've never done it, do it. Trust me, it's gonna be good. All right, so the next thing, let me take a nice sip of water. So as you guys know, right, many of you guys do semen retention for this practical purpose. I also did it too, okay, I'll be honest, right? We all did it for this, one of the main reasons why. It's not to be more focused on work, it's mainly for women. Like I said, right, semen retention came to a point where semen retention is also for women. That's another factor, right? It's another motivating factor. So I'm saying, coming back to the start, I said, don't even think about dating. Don't even think about talking about women, or Instagram or, messaging women. The reason behind that is because we want our motivation to not come from women, right? We want our motivation to come within us. And you can only do this when woman isn't on your head, when woman isn't a driving factor, right? So I'm going to say the whole debunking of the whole woman attraction and why people say in certain YouTube videos, right, like self-improvement gurus, you're like, oh, when you're on day 15, right, woman attraction is crazy, right? Okay, I'm going to debunk the whole myth, okay? So let's say Let's say this, all right? The whole thing about women smelling your semen is bullshit, okay? You've watched the video where it's like, oh, woman can smell your semen, or woman can smell when you're on semen retention. That's bullshit, okay? It's bullshit, okay? Be practical, all right? I like to be practical in the way I do things. I'm not a self-improvement autist, okay? But I'm not also a degenerate on the scale, okay? Our goal is to not be on a self-improvement autistic level, which is completely just a nerd, but also not to be on the scale of being a retard, smokes Nick, does all that garbage, weed, all that, right? We want to be in the middle. We want to have our fun, but we also want to be pretty smart and be a very high value person, all right? So it's not true. There's no such thing as semen, people smelling semen, all right? But I will tell you, semen retention does attract women, all right? Funny enough, and it is not what you guys think it is, okay? It's because of these next things I'm going to say in the next slide. So the reason why most men don't get women is because of these 4 things, okay? These 4 things. Number 1, and these are in order, okay? These are in order. Okay, actually, no, these are not in order. These 2 are in order. This comes 3rd, this comes 4th, okay? First one is neediness. Biggest of all, we are needy. Simple as that. We are needy. We need women. Why do we need women, right? Our energy, like they could feel our energy when we talk to women. It's like almost like you want them, and they feel that energy. They're like, holy shit, man, this guy needs me. I could tell he needs me, when you walk up to a girl, she already knows you're going to talk to her because it's just that simple subject of neediness, right? And, the next thing, I said, again, funny. All right. Putting them on a pedestal. Okay. Putting them on a pedestal, meaning, if you don't know what that means, it means you value yourself here and you value them up here, meaning you value them as God, right? Because of what? What do you value them God of? Their beauty. Literally the fact that they're beautiful, their beauty, the way they look, the way their body is shaped, right? The size of certain attributes they have. It could be their ass, it could be the other thing, I'm not trying to go deep into that, but it's just those attributes. And because of that, we put them on a pedestal. We think because we can't get that, since we can't get that, we are below, we are below. So we put them on a pedestal, and that's a big reason why men don't get women. Because of that. And they could feel it. They could feel when you put them on a pedestal, when you treat them higher than normal, right? Next thing is, do you have terrible masculine frame? We have terrible masculine frame, excuse me. Maybe you do, I don't anymore, I've learned, okay? We're here to learn, right? And these are what I learned personally, okay? So if you want to take advice from me, this is what I've learned, okay? And this is literally the only guide you will need, because this explains everything, starting from women's psychology to how to do this properly, okay? Which is in the further slides of the video. And this is why this is a huge guide. Terrible masculine frame. This means, I'll explain it long. I'll put it more. And then lastly, you have no charisma. So when you're on semen retention, right? Your sex drive is down. Simple as that. I explained earlier, right? Your sex drive goes down after a month or so, right? Because of that, you won't be needy. And since you're not needy, right, you don't even want the girl, okay? And because you don't want the girl and your need for sex is gone, you won't be this horn dog in front of a girl, okay? You won't be this horny ass person in front of a girl. And because of that, you're not needy. You're not needy. You're literally not needy. And girls know when you're a horny guy, and you're needy. And since her looks have nothing against you now, right? Because you're on semen retention, right? You won't put her on a pedestal. And since you won't put her on a pedestal, right? You really treat her for who she is, okay? You really treat her for who she is and who she wants to be treated deep down. So you will treat her for who she is, and deep down, that's what women really want. Okay, I was zoning out for a minute, my bad. But yeah, all right, makes sense? Moving on, right? So now I was trying to say earlier, the masculine frame, this explains more on the masculine frame, which is the masculine is known for 4 things. It's work, purpose, power, and dominance, all right? I don't know why I did that, but Basically, he acquires all of this during semen retention, okay? And a woman can truly feel at her feminine when she feels this from the masculine, okay? So true masculine power comes from discipline, okay? Which gives him power. And she knows this because he's not taking her bait. You know how most guys are taking her bait, right? Most guys are needy. They're like, oh my God, you look so good in that dress, or those gym shorts or some shit, right? You're at the gym and girl's wearing some crazy shorts, right? That shows her ass off, right? All guys are looking, and she knows that, bro. She's not dumb. She's not walking down the hall be like, oh, I'm just walking because these shorts are nice. I feel good. I feel good and look good. It's only for me. No, she's baiting us. She's baiting us. She wants to feel that way so that she knows she's got it, okay? She knows she's showing that she's a fertile woman, right? She's trying to get that validation, right? Women love validation, right? So she knows this from not taking her bait. So the true masculine doesn't take the bait while others are, right? Which gives them power, which makes them different. So yeah, coming into charisma, right? Your true authenticity comes out when, because of that, you are more charismatic. So your true authenticity comes out when you're in semen retention. Because of that, you are more charismatic. I'm going to put this here so you don't get confused or distracted, but body language is very dominant and strong. Okay, you're pretty much him, bro. Okay, you're him when you're on semen retention. All right, and your body language is strong, and they could feel it. They will know when you stand up tall, versus the guy who slouches, and that's huge, strong body language, right? I wrote the quote, don't build confidence, build evidence, okay? Which means when you are on semen retention, right? The longer you go, you will sort of build self-discipline, okay? And when you build self-discipline, that makes you super confident because you built an evidence which says, I've went this long, I am very disciplined, and I am not someone who will take baits on women. Okay, I'm stronger than that. I'm stronger than women. Okay, and this is not a man versus a woman fight. Okay, I'm not trying to put that out there. All I'm trying to say is being strong and not taking a bait is very, very masculine thing to do, but it also builds confidence because we know we are not that type of people to do that, and that makes us feel good. All right. So now coming to this, right, with all of these adding up, right, meaning you're not needy, you don't put them on a pedestal, you have good masculine frame, and you have charisma, right? Because of all this, and you have good body language, this is what the aura is. This is what these self-improvement gurus talk about aura, right? They don't explain the aura in depth. They just say you have this aura transmitting off of you, right? It's so cringe, but I'm like, bro, just explain it, right? But this is when I went through it, I realized this is what the aura is. The aura is all of this, okay? And this is a reflection of being on semen retention, okay? But let me tell you guys something, right? We are not on semen retention. So this is my style of semen retention, which is don't go on semen retention for women. Go on semen retention for you, right? So you are not on semen retention to get girls. If your main priority is to go on semen retention and get girls, trust me, that won't help you because you will just relapse instantly. Or not even relapse, I don't like that word relapse. You won't make it successful, okay? And in the back of your head, your goal will be to get women. You know how I said you're very obsessed with your goals? You'll actually build a stronger obsession towards women. So keep... In the next 2 months, right? This is a 2-month phase now. I'm explaining how to do this properly. But in the 2-month phase, this is for you. So I said you're not on semen retention to get girls. You will undoubtedly attract a lot of women during this time. But remember, this is the 2-month phase for you only, okay? Only 2 months, okay? This is not a lifelong thing. We go on 2 months. They want your masculine genes, okay? They feel your masculine energy. They feel your aura, right? The aura, right? Which is coming back. This thing, which is all this, the aura, right? They feel it, they want it, okay? They want to reproduce with you. I'm saying stay strong and retain. Focus on the bigger picture while you're on retention, all right? Your time will come when you could have your fun with girls. But when you're on semen retention for the 2-month phase, it's purely to focus, okay? So This is something I noticed on semen retention. Let me just explain real quick. It is it's about women. I don't like to explain too much about women, but you got to do it. So, like I said, I've been on semen retention for 2 years, right? And I've experienced many things. But one thing I have experienced is the fact that I attract more women. But also I've experienced that you will prefer to talk to women who are of higher quality, but they could also be less attractive, right? They could be less attractive. So meaning when you were not on semen retention, you would have not talked to this girl because you just wouldn't. You're on procreation when your main goal is beauty, right? But when you are on semen retention, you tend to shift towards higher quality girls and women. So this could also mean they can be less more attractive comparatively to before you were on semen retention, right? So compared to this, not talking to women who are really attractive but having less quality to them. So meaning you will not find the really attractive women that have less quality. You will see that. You will see right through them and you will not be actually, attracted towards them. Your attraction is different, right? So let's say you do end up talking to women during this time. You will not actually crave sex. Okay, so let's say you find a girl, right? You're on semen retention, you find a girl, right? You found someone who's really into you. She might be really into you as well, right? You will not crave sex. You will actually want to create more quality memories with them, with the women you're with, and simply have a fun time. Okay? You just want to have more of a quality time. Your goal is not to get laid in the back of your car. It's to have fun. All right? So because of this, right, this can work in two favors, right? So one of the biggest favors is, remember, when you're on semen retention, right, the fact that you don't have sexual desire, I'd say, or more of your sex drive is down, that's actually not a good benefit with the woman because she will actually want to have sex. Remember, sex is really important wherever you do, right? I rank sex on the highest if you're with women, right? This is why I say, since sex is the most important in a relationship, right, or while even talking to a woman, right, when you don't do it, they are not attracted to you, right? So they might be attracted to who you are, but if you're not laying it, they won't be attracted. So this is why I say it kind of goes against you because you're not having sex. So you might as well just focus all on you. Okay. So another thing is you have back end anxiety. So this is another benefit, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, but you have this back end anxiety of always working, and it's never enough when you're on semen retention. Okay. So you hate your time being wasted and you need to be out and about. Okay, you need to always be out. You need to just be doing something else. You have this drive, this energy, right? You're not spilling your seed. You have it in you now, right? You have all this pent up energy. You need to do something, okay? So this is good and bad, hence why I say it's only good for 2 months. Be on semen retention for 2 months, and then after that, have your fun, okay? So now let's talk about how to use semen retention properly, right? So I explained all the benefits, okay? Pretty much all the biggest benefits I've experienced. There are also many other ones, but I didn't really feel that those were the highest. Obviously, like I said, I'm not just going to be one of those regular people who say regular YouTubers who say, oh, self-improvement gives you more energy, right? It gives you more charisma. I like to explain things into depth, why it works, okay? So how to use semen retention properly, okay? This is your guide on semen retention, right? Remember, your lifestyle is not semen retention, okay? I hate when people post videos 180 days in, guys, we're going for life. No, semen retention is supposed to be a phase. It's like something you got to cycle, okay? It's a cycling thing, okay? This is only good for 2 months where you want to be hyper-focused. So let's say you have, this is also, I'll give you another good example. Why does people like Mike Tyson, right, or Muhammad Ali, they do semen retention before a fight? It's because they want to be hyper-focused on one thing, which is just their fight, right? Women are huge distractions. So let's say you want to be hyper-focused or you have some goals you want to just be super focused on and only achieve those, right? That's where your 2 months come in, where you're only focused on semen retention and your goals. Your goals should be the only thing you focus on, not women. okay? Reason why you don't want women? Because they will be in your head and that will be your new obsession, getting women while on semen retention. And that will actually backstab you at the end of the day, okay? Because now you will be actually more horny because you're not busting, okay? You need to learn how to transmute this energy. You need to think properly with what you want to put your energy towards, which is not women during semen retention, okay? This is my way of semen retention. So after 2 months, right, let's say you finish whatever it is, you want to be focused on your hyper-focused goals or whatever, right? After 2 months, go and enjoy your life, enjoy the fruits of your labor, of what you did during semen retention, okay? Go do what you want. Go be with women. Go enjoy, okay? Go enjoy. Don't be on semen retention during this time, all right? Be on NoFap, which is don't watch porn. You never watch porn again. That's terrible for you, okay? Go enjoy with women, Just go be on the dating apps. Go, go to clubs, parties, all that stuff, right? So, a little, not a disclaimer, but this is just a safety net on how to not get baited and avoid getting baited. So remember, right? Your goal is to retain during this period, which means you must do your best not to fall for the baits, okay? So for the first month, okay, this worked for me, okay? This is what's worked for me, okay? I would tend to get baited by women. So I would avoid for the first month social media or any apps with provocative images that will make you full, all right? Social media has so many pictures of women, all right? It's so many. And if you slide on the TikToks or the Reels, game over, bro. You're going to get one of these women with going to the gym, it's wraps. So I would say avoid social media or limit it to very little time, meaning, I would just completely avoid it, Just keep your sharpness right on your goals, okay? Also, this is a big one that I found that kind of weird for me, but this could also be the gym, okay? Shit's crazy nowadays. So avoid the gym at very big times, which is like evening, which is like afternoon. I would probably go early in the morning, so because, bro, the girls, what they wear at the gym, bro, it will get you. It will get you good, okay? It will keep you in the back of the mind, right? So avoid that. I would also say avoid social scenes where it's easy to get laid, like clubs, parties, or bars, all right? Remember that in your procreation mode, it's very easy to fold. So your first month is ideally your procreation mode. That is, you're still in your procreation mode. So your goal is to come out, okay? So I wrote that after your first month, you gain a discipline beyond woman, but this can also be deep down that you don't want to fold. So after the first month, you gain this discipline beyond woman, right? So you don't think of women, your sex drive goes down, right? So because of that, you can start going on social media, right? Maybe you can go to like parties and stuff. I would avoid clubs, but parties, because your goal is not to get laid anymore, right? So you just won't fold at that point. But I would say first month, man, you got to be careful as hell, okay? No dating apps as well throughout the full course. Dating apps have an intention to date, to get women, and your goal is not to get women. Simple as that. All right. One more thing. One of the best skills to have. Wait, did I skip something? Okay. One of the best skills to have is self-awareness, or one of the only skills you should adapt in your life. For the first thing should be self-awareness, right? You must think beyond my video, any other person's video, and be smart, right? If something doesn't seem right, you take the right action, all right? You take the action, you come to your consensus with, you learn yourself, right? Not everything that I wrote here will work for you. You adapt to yourself. That's where self-awareness comes in. That's where meditation will come in. Meditation is super helpful during semen retention. It will tone. Okay, I wrote that wrong. Okay, it will tone down and help you tone down your energy. What the hell? I don't even know what the hell I wrote. But okay, it will tone down your energy, okay? All right. And that is it. That is the semen retention guide, okay? That is the guide that you only need, all right? The only guide you really need, okay? If I didn't explain how semen retention, like how the process of semen retention, like the timeline works, I'll just explain it super quickly here, all right? Let me draw real quick. Okay, so let's say you go on semen retention, right? Let's say this is semen retention. God damn, it's just hard. Okay, semen retention, right? When you're on semen retention, Your only goal should be semen retention. Your full pathway should be goals, 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 okay? You're going to have women try to bait you in, right? I'm going to draw a little woman, right? This is woman, okay? They're going to try to bait you in. They're going to come. You need to be strong. Stay strong-headed. Achieve your goals, then finally open up and let them come to you, okay? But your goal should be not even thinking of women at all during this time. No intentions of dating. No intentions of getting laid, okay? No intentions of doing it for women, okay? Because if you do it for women, your motivation comes from women, okay? I'm trying to get rid of the motivation that comes from women. It should be coming down deep within, okay? So that's it. That's the video, okay? That's the guide. If you guys have any questions, put it in the thing below. Let me know if there's something I got to work on, okay? I'm only starting YouTube, okay? But I found certain things that helped me, and semen retention has been one of the biggest things, okay? Thank you guys for watching, okay? Truly, I'll see you guys in the next one.